my green screen. You see those green screens? I really think it looks pretty cool. Shout out to women. And
What is it gonna?
the woman, she's supposed to be the balance. She's not supposed to be oppressed by the other side. We're supposed to be balancing each other and holding each other up. That's the way it's supposed to work. The universe is the yin and the yang.
Man, are you,
Chaos, order.
bro? Women gave up on men like that, like especially in the political realm. Like they deal with us because they want something from us, but like as far as like truly caring and loving, and like not even for their own sons do they care what happened to 'em. Bro, come on, man. Like I don't look. I have my I know I have my issues with all of this. This is one conversation, but I can't just look at it just one sided. Like
Yeah, just woke up.
Mad interesting to me. I was about to go to sleep and this just woke me up. Yeah, man, it's really hard to have these conversations, you know what I'm saying, and not be emotional, especially, topics that like this one.
well, it depend. I guess it really depends. I mean, I might be a fucktard, I'm an asshole, I'm a whatever, but I'm a realist, and I mean, what do you do? Like, I mean, we're here now. What now? Are you gonna complain about it? Or are you gonna do something about it? I mean, it really comes down to that.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that statement. Um, you know, but look, I think that like the other statement you made earlier, the undoing of the United States, I think that's another thing because the unraveling, man. Let
Well,
this is
but that's, I mean, that's a lot to say, bro. This is, if you really been paying attention to politics, I mean, you wouldn't wait to this part to be upset. Like it would be things that has happened way before now that you'll be upset about that led to where we are right now with this.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So like to me, it's like, okay, all right, this is just another part of it. You know what I'm saying? For me to be so clueless, bro, I mean, I'm ahead of the game, regardless of what, like, I mean, hey, you think, what you believe, what you want to believe, but, um, I'm not the one that's still like a part of this United States the same way that the average person is.
Let me read this right here. It says, hold on, I want to kind of wait for the beginning part. Um, because this is a post this guy's made. Let me see if I can even keep up with this. I think I can. It's been kind of crazy day today. Roe versus Wade was overturned by the Supreme Court after almost 50 years of precedence. Having come out as gay man, my understanding of political issue has drastically changed. I've learned how to listen. I'm now fully convinced a woman's body should not be policed by anyone.
Hmm. Damn.
I don't like the idea of babies being aborted in general. The poor babies have no opportunity to advocate for themselves. However, controlling or restricting a free person's agency over their own body, ignoring the circumstantial and nuanced elements surrounding something as complex as contraception, gestation, and birth is not as just or good thing. The
Yeah, bro.
polarized nature of the political landscape today is intense. I used to think it was more noble to me to avoid the mess entirely. I don't believe that anymore. There is one right party. There are judgments. I hope to better listen and be a brave advocate for justice and goodness in the world to
Yeah,
everyone negatively impacted by SCOTUS something. Can't catch
yeah.
it. It was too
Bro.
fast.
Look, I'm sympathetic to a certain extent because there are some people that will not justly be affected. That won't be see justice through this. But for somebody, because I mean, there's these little small things that can happen that just that's totally out of your control. But just accidentally getting pregnant, which I've seen many times within my own family, within like just different little situations that I've seen personally and I know of outside of my family, that it's there can be like a lot of those little situations can be fixed They don't have to happen. You know what I'm saying? And there's like I said, for those things that is uncontrollable, that's out of anyone's control. Yeah, look, let's do what we can do to fix it. But just being careless, that's the part that look, this is what we need to teach our girls. Whether I have one that, of my own, or the ones that I say are mine because they're within my community, that I would tell, because like your daughters, like I look at them like nieces. So, you know, they're gonna get your liberal side, they're gonna get my conservative side. I'm gonna tell them, look, you're better off doing this than that, or making sure you do this, this, and this before you do that, because guess what? Don't nobody give a shit about you but us in this community right here. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I'm gonna
these,
tell them the exact same thing. It's just that the having, being in an environment that is oppressive to women, like it's hard for a man to see it. It's hard for a man to feel it. It's kind of like the racism issue, right? You know how like white people be
but
like, "Oh, it's not really happening," it's
but
not a
look,
real thing. It's
w-
because their position in the
yeah.
society makes it really soft on them.
But no, but you got to look at it from this too, because how many like when now, just if we look at all of the abortions that happen in this country, the reasons for it. The reason for the abortion usually is not terminal or something that is not even, based on rape or incest. Most of the abortions is based on people not being as responsible as they could be. Like like a last minute. You know what? I really like. You know what? I don't like him as much as I thought I did. He
And
ain't got he ain't got as much money as I thought he did.
and you probably right on that, but the point is the health of the women, that the ones that are going to go through it. You know what I'm saying? Is it worth it for these women to go through it
But
just
we'll see.
because of the bad decisions of these other women?
Well, my thing is, when it comes, like, if it comes to something that's terminal, if it's really like life or death, like, you know what? That's one of those things where you just got to take a chance and just you have to do what you got to do, and then go fight and prove your case why it was necessary.
But
Like,
most people don't have the means for that. What I'm saying is most of those girls are gonna die. They're not gonna be able to. Who's gonna listen to them? Where are they gonna go? They don't have no money. They don't have nobody to advocate for them. They ran away from home because they was pregnant in the first place.
so the doctors that they're going to are not gonna advocate and say, hey, no, I'm looking at this girl, I've been examining her, this is not gonna turn out like those are supposed to be your biggest advocates, your doctor.
And how much do you trust the doctors, bro? Come on. How much do you
Well,
feel
well,
like the
well,
medical people are
I'm
gonna
I'm trying. I'm
advocate for
trying.
you?
Look, I'm trying here because I mean I don't. I'm not dealing with the average doctor. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to deal with the whole
Most people don't
pharmacopoeia.
have that. The whole system, the healthcare system is a public
I hear
system.
I feel you, and like I said, I'm trying to be sympathetic here. I'm trying to like, because I am very much sympathetic, but at the same time I still see it the way I see it. But in these cases where it's like not like, are you saying that it's just hopeless if it's not a wide range of like in and out everyday abortion, going on, that we can't as a community make this thing right? I mean, that's kind of what you're telling me, that we ain't shit.
No, these people. We first off, everything is manipulated. The media, the movies, the
Exactly. That's
TV.
that's why we having this argument today, because of the media. Because this is something that if nobody wouldn't have, if it was only like, I mean, of course they need to, make everybody aware that it's up to your state now. Yeah, you got to let everybody know. But this being a fight for the last 50 years, like this is stuff that has been keeping people uproar for all this time. But like who votes the right way?
But but there's a reason. There's a reason why it happened. There's a reason. There's a good reason why Roe versus Wade happened. There's a good reason why this happened. You know, and that's not really political. It has to do with what's best for the people.
Okay, which the people have determined that they are not good at making those decisions for themselves because they have these people in power to make these decisions for them, right? I mean, I mean, they don't look at it that way. They don't see that they're giving up that right by doing it, but that's really what they're doing.
I want to read this. This is Immortal Techniques post on the topic. He said, "This happened today. Roe versus Wade was overturned. We have talked about the theory of seven mountains on IGTV before. It revolves around the goals of the religious movements in the USA. They wish to facilitate the reclaiming of family, media, religion, education, entertainment, economy, and government by whatever political means necessary for a theocratic agenda. This here is part of that as well. It will fundamentally, in my eyes, further divide this nation. It will also be the focal point of the 2024 election, and it places this as the center issue for Republicans, which is actually their least popular outside the far-right religious base, immigration being their most popular recruiting issue. I just saw a huge debate on Twitter starting between a large majority of women, but also a sizable portion of religious women who actually support this measure. Red states are now already preparing legislative efforts to absolutely destroy any access to not just abortion, but also birth control of any kind. This is this has a large reverberating effect. As always, I like to hear from my supporters. It's easy to get attention by posting a bunch of vast oversimplifications. It's harder to speak from the heart. For some religious folks, this day was a victory. For the majority of women I've seen and talked to, it's a step backwards. It's a blow to women's health, considering that endoscopic pregnancies are not considered. And in Louisiana last month, a rapist, you read that right, a rapist who impregnated a 17-year-old girl was granted partial custody. Many states will not consider any exceptions to the ruling and have already stated they will not be making any exceptions, even in cases of rape and incest." Tell me how you feel
That's,
about the Supreme Court decision.
I mean, look, I think that's horrible because I mean, look, I've said a long time ago. Well, I don't know. I've had this conversation a couple times, so maybe I didn't say it here. But let me, because I mean, I feel like there should always have some, when it comes down to rape or incest or something like that. I mean, not only should the person that did the impregnating go to jail, but they should have the mother should have the right to terminate. Like if because I mean, I'm just assuming that there's gonna be some kind, like there's gonna be some leftover, like there's gonna be some residual feelings that's gonna happen based on that. I mean, a rape. Like, I mean, how can you? I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something totally out of their control. I don't care if you was wearing booty shorts or this, that, and the other, and that's their excuse for why they say they rape. I don't care about none of that shit. If you, if she said no and you still went ahead, you raped, and you should go to jail, and you should not. This female should be able to have,
But you
right
don't
to term.
but you don't see how that's what leads to that. You know what I'm saying? One thing
How
leads to another.
what leads to what?
When you make it when you take all these rights away from the women, that's what leads to men raping men and still getting to have the baby, like what just happened in this case that he just mentioned.
Okay, so you're telling me that because I don't understand because I mean I don't live that life. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe I've been sheltered so much in my life because I don't just know people who just rape women and I mean, and if I do, I don't know that they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So,
If they have more protection in the law, then that just gives them one more option in their day to day.
you get, but
Today I
it's
might just
so,
decide to
but
rape some bitches and
so
make some
it's
babies.
so. I mean, are they do they have they don't have to tell on who this guy is? They raped me, and or she can live with the fact that, okay, this guy raped me, and I let him go with this so that I don't die, or whatever reason. Because I mean, I don't know. I'm like this, like you got to tell the truth. Like, you just say whatever. If somebody rapes you, tell them who it was, get their ass off the street, and then maybe men will get their minds right so that they ain't going around and doing no crazy shit like this too. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But clearly the law is not on that. And look how many cases have you seen where it,
I haven't seen any cases. That's what maybe, like I said.
about women being raped.
But I mean, the ones that I don't know, the ones I've been hearing about lately, what happened 40, 50 years ago, and they trying to get a check out of them now. That's the ones I've been hearing about.
It,
Like,
it,
I
it, it
haven't heard anything
happens. It
publicly.
happens every day on college campuses. It happens every day, every day, every day. Let me
Okay.
read. Let me read.
So, but my thing is, okay, so these, do they not know who did it, or do they just choose not to tell on the person, and they go get these abortions? Like, I want to understand, so that's why I'm asking these questions, not to be facetious, like to be, I'm not being some kind of way. I'm asking because I really don't get it. The young lady, that was on the phone on here a little while ago. She's partially right. I don't get it. Please make me understand.
Yes, a lot of times they are embarrassed to come forth, and the reason why they are because the law is not on their side when it comes to this kind of stuff. And that story that this guy just said is an example of it. He raped the chick, and he gets to get custody of the child. Like, come on, like, come on. Let me read some more.
So he didn't do any time.
I don't know any more about the case. It was just what Immortal Technique just said. I don't know that case. I don't know the details of it.
All right, yeah, because, like, see now, like, I'm more confused than when I began, and, like, I'm not beneath learning anything, but you know, for the majority of the cases that I know of, can be fixed with just being more responsible. Now, like I said, I mean, rape and incest and these different things, that's a totally different thing to me.
But that's not what's happening. The law is not protecting that. That's
I
that's
I I no, I hear you, but that's why I'm saying there needs to be some repair to that. There has to be exceptions. Like, you never make a rule without some form of exception.
there isn't. That's what they were just saying. Let me read some more. Immortal Technique said, "I rarely do my own commentary, but let me just say this: when the penalty for raping a woman and or violating and impregnating a child is less than the penalty for aborting a rape, you know there's a problem with the law. That's all. Peace."
We all know that, and I got much respect for Immortal. Um, you know, and what he's saying is true. I don't think, like, because his point on it was way different than mine. I guess he has more of a worldview than I do. But to me, like, I thought I said that before. There should be, there has to be some kind of exception because of, especially rape, or getting pregnant after a rape, how traumatic that can be for anybody. I mean, what I'm saying? Like, there's dudes getting raped in prison right now. I think that, whoever does that in prison should get time for it. But we know that that doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? They they probably could give a damn less. But for the female, the woman, my head is think my whatchamacallit is gonna be going out soon.
Yeah,
But
I
how?
want to read this comment and then make a comment, and then I'm probably gonna start get to the point rapid. Let me read
Yeah.
this. It says the rights of disabled people, LGBTQ, stillborn deaths, protecting women if faced with life-threatening complications, chemo, COVID, etc., C-section, contraception. It's much more than what these pro-life thinkers are stating it to be. This decision will affect many of our amendments, and it's only the beginning. And that is a very good comment. And the name of the show today is "You Are Next." So this is the argument that I really want to make, is that if you allow the government, the state, or whatever to persecute, attack, separate any group, who's to say that they're not going to come for you next? Whatever group that you're in. You get what I'm saying? A lot of
Hmm.
us feel like we're not in the under fire with this particular thing. But the reason why it's important is because we have to be aware of what's happening. And when they come at a certain group, who's to say they're not going to come at you next? That's why we all should protect each other all the time.
Hmm. Well,
That's
and
my
I
overall point.
I totally agree with you on that. And but maybe I'm gotten so numb for ringing the alarm for all this time about all these other situations. I'm just kind of like like I love my people. I love people in general, but it only takes like the rest of the world is on fire, but this is the only thing that you get upset about. Like this is where I have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many other things that's been going on every day for the last who knows, like 2 3 decades, that you just no big deal. But now, okay, now I'm supposed to get upset with you about this, and I've been upset for the last 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, okay, look, I'm glad there's something that got a fire underneath you now. But like, come on, don't, trying to make me the one like this. I'm insensitive. Like, have you like, do you not know that these other things made it possible for this to happen? Like the people that you love, that you put in office really kind of set the stage for this, or the woman who actually who they wanted in place of the last president was a big proponent. Like this would have happened even sooner if she was in office. Because I mean, really, like she might as well say Hillary has been talking about this whole abortion all the way to, because like her having those conversations, saying having abortion, that's what fed into the pro-lifers going as hard as they went to to go against Roe versus Wade. Because I mean, if y'all would, if they hadn't been trying to push the mark to that point to where like some, saying you don't went through 9 months of pregnancy to just abort the baby, like was, what I'm saying, that some things are just going too far. So if things would have been left alone years ago, I think that there probably could have been some other solution. But not to say that these things can't be fixed, because just like it was changed before, or it came, this we were able to use this landmark case, which obviously I guess wasn't strong enough really, because for them to overturn it, or to get to the point where the federal government doesn't want to really have anything, don't want to have a decision on that. Like, look, y'all deal with that in your own state. We don't want to deal with that here. Something was just, it was something weak there. But
I'm gonna read some more comments underneath the "In Order to Take Me" video uh, post. This is an Instagram post. It says, "Really don't have the words. Feels discouraging and embarrassing. I'm disgusted at the thought that any group of people think they have the right to make decisions like this for other people. That Louisiana incident you mentioned is insane." Another comment, it says the far right religious are going to get the holy war that they wanted. Their prophecy needs it to come true. Behold the death cult of Christianity. All this suffering for a comic book hero. Sad.
Hmm. Wow, I wonder what religion they were from, or what, because they said the death cult of Christianity. Wow, you don't hear those words come out very often.
Yeah, this is what you get underneath Immortal Technique. He brings them out. I want to read some more. It says, I now have more rights in Peru. If I am raped and it results in an unwanted pregnancy that risks my life, I need to get the fuck out of Florida and head back to the third world, straight to Lima. Another comment, it says, big fan, but respectfully feel like this take is off. Roe was a terrible decision to begin with. Another win for the states' rights and, of course, the unborn in red states. Another one comment.
And you know what? Because I was telling my mom earlier, I was like, the only argument that I really heard that was good against abortion is the fact that once the child is here, they don't care about them, like what you played earlier. But there's a lot of things, a lot of decisions. That's just like in a relationship. There's so many things, so many thoughts, so many things that you could do, change your mind before you go and cheat on the person that you're with. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different times where you can turn around and go the other way, but you don't, because it really in your heart you're a cheater. You're just not, you're not loyal to your relationship, or But I really feel like there's a lot of things that women and men both can do to make sure that these things, like, because I mean, if you with somebody, a guy, he wants kids, and you're taking a chance that he's just not gonna mess up or stealth somebody. I mean, you really got to question yourself, because you knew that there was a chance. Like, this is something that he wants. He don't care.
You thinking like everybody is practical and logical, like
But we need people to. That's the thing. There should be more practicality. There should be more logic in our decisions. Like, if until we do that, we're gonna have people that's gonna feel like they need to come in and decide for us.
and these people don't know any better than anybody else, and they just want to be controlling of other people. They think
Okay,
they know better than everybody else. They think they
okay,
know better than the people
but if
themselves
we
in their own
but if
life.
we had a but if we had a society that was more responsible for themselves, that made more decisions for themselves, didn't lean on the government to do this and do that and whatever, and expect them to come through for them when things going bad, like, like, I mean, we still, got people who expecting another round of stimulus checks. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, it's tight. I get it, but like, all this time, like, who's put a seed in the ground to start growing some food? Because these people are not reliable. You're trusting in a system that's not reliable. They cutthroat. They will change. They will switch up on you in a minute. What have you done to change the situation that you're in?
Let me read another comment. It says, we do not live in a democracy. Six unelected people with lifetime appointments control the lives of countless millions of people. We are a failing state.
Okay, now see, but that's the thing. Okay, if that's how you feel about the judicial system of our federal government, like, why is that now? Like, it's been like that for almost 200 years. Like, who's argued that or tried to have that change to where you can select them yourself? Like, it, bro, I don't know, bro. Like, I mean, they wait to be upset about something until, like, people have been having the same argument. Like, I mean, this is not a new argument. there's other issues that's been happening where people are like, this is bullshit. Why do these people get to decide this? Blah, blah. Okay, yeah, that's it's. I'm with you on that. But when just like how you saying, you next. You know what I'm saying? It's other people who's already done been through the fire, who've been going through these different fights, and trying to get other people to say, "Oh, come on, look, let's join together, let's do something." Like, can you help me with what I've got going on? I'm gonna be there to help you with what you got going on. All right, maybe you don't give a shit what's going on with me right now, but guess what? You want me to give a shit what's going on with you right now.
And let me read this comment. It says, it is infuriating and slap in the face to women to take away our own right to choose for ourselves. I understand I am privileged in this aspect, but my heart hurts for so many women and girls that will suffer because of this ruling. I'm furious that the minority is ruling over the majority and will stop at nothing to overturn many rights that were previously provided in this country. It is beyond ass backwards and makes this country the real shithole country.
I guess, bro. Look, people see it how they see it. I honestly, I get, I'm done with that conversation, bro. Hopefully, people will start to see more than being so selfish, because that's the biggest problem with this country, the individualism. Like, you know, y'all fell for the okie doke. The majority of people have fallen for the okie doke, where they don't give a shit about nothing else but what's going on with them. And when the rock hits you in the head and you barking, when you the dog that got hit, now you yelping and wanting people to be all sensitive to what you got going on, and then you've said screw everybody else that's been saying the same thing for 100 years or more. So
I want to read this one last thing. This was posted by Viola Davis, the actor. It's probably a repost from somebody else's page. Let me read it. It's a text video, so I'm going to try to keep up with it. All right. Friendly reminder, banning abortion will not make women's lives safer, improve quality of life, reduce the number of abortions. Banning abortion will increase pregnancy-related deaths, force women birth child. I couldn't say that. We're being played by our politicians. The Democrats have 50 years to make this bill. Reproductive rights are basic human rights.
I believe that. I believe part of that. I believe that it will reduce some of the abortions, whether it's those who choose to, do different things, or just the fact that they can't get them. There'll be, more full term pregnancies or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, are they not? Because if they leave it up to doctors, if you got your physicians to say this is unhealthy, which they'll be able to see it. Like any woman that knows that something's in this tube or whatever, it's not just because they just like, oh, you know what, I think my baby's got caught up in this. No, it's a doctor that told them that. I don't know, bro. You know what? I gotta leave it alone, bro, because like to me it's just like so to me some of this stuff sounds like bad faith arguments, and some people just want to just kind of say something to say that they said something, being politically correct. I really, that's kind of what I'm sensing through some of these. You know what I'm saying? Like I could tell that some of these people are really genuine or whatever, but that one, I don't think that was quite genuine. I think she was just saying something so that she could say that she said it probably wasn't even her. It was probably somebody in her camp that somebody that's over her IG or something. I don't know, but that don't sound like a really good argument. But look, bro, I'm gonna go to bed, man. This
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it.
your girl done told me off tonight and stuff. So I ain't shit. I don't know. I ain't lived no life. I don't know nothing. And you know what? I have not lived the life that a lot of people live. You know what I'm saying? I've played it safe. I've called, saying, listen to what my parents told me to do. Well, not all of it, but because I mean, I done some crazy shit too. But you know, first, you already talking to somebody who don't believe in abortions. Like I don't, unless it's some real dire, like it's something, saying it's life threatening. That's the only reason for it in my eyes. So I mean, you preaching to the choir with all of that. So, but I done seen some. Like I know females. I know a bunch of them. I got most of my family were girls, and well, but some of them would play the whole. They wasn't even pregnant, but playing the whole abortion thing. They ain't gonna be able to do that no more. you know, or telling some dude they messing with or cheating with or whatever, they pregnant now, they got to get money out the dude to go get an abortion.
Yeah,
That's gonna limit that.
yeah.
But
All
I
right,
don't know.
man. Here's Michael Rappaport. Let's hear him.
Oh Lord.
Pubic hair clearance, you freak, you freaky little horny old dirty breath. And I know your breath smells like old coffee, newspaper, and stale band-aids, you creepy kook, you. You overturned Roe versus Wade. And the leader of the pack, Clarence Thomas, you handsy, good for nothing, sexual harassing motherfucker, you creep. You creep. If you had gotten what you want from Anita Hill with your overtures and your sexual advancements, and you had somehow, some way impregnated her, right? Being married and all that, right? Mr. Judge, Mr. Supreme Court Judge. If you had impregnated an Anita Hill, what would you have done with that baby, you fucking worm, you? You'd have aborted it. You'd have paid for the abortion and you'd have paid the hush money because you're a creep, cock, sucker, you. Bunch of fake, phony motherfuckers out there.
Listen to him.
What would you have done with that baby, Clarence? Pubic hair Clarence, you freak. You freaky little horny old dirty breath. And I know your breath smells like old coffee, newspaper, and stale band-aids, you creep.
He said old coffee. Why
He
you say
sounds
news?
he sounds really upset, and but that sounds like one of those guys who's like enjoys the fact that there's abortions because he don't want to be responsible for his mistakes. You know what? Here, just take this money. Matter of fact, instead of the, 3, 4, whatever, however much it is, here, just take 2,500, get a room, enjoy yourself, get some bottle of wine before you go. Like, I mean,
He said stale coffee and newspapers. Why does breath smell like newspapers? Was he chewing on the newspaper?
that's horrible.
Oh, that's funny. Oh man, I'm gonna have to wrap it, y'all. I'm tired.
Yeah, man, I feel you.
And I gotta work all freaking day tomorrow.
Well, do your thing, bro. I might be up tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the show tomorrow because I really wanna go back over some of the stuff that when they canceled when they blocked the damn show. I wanna recover some of that stuff. Even though I'm gonna make videos of it, it's gonna be way better the video that I did originally, but whatever. I still want to go back over a bit of that, and I hope y'all are here so we could talk about it because I wanted to hear y'all's comments on it because the other part was India and the Muslims in India and how they treat the Muslims in India. You know what I'm saying? And the dynamic over there is so similar to over here in different ways. And because see, the Muslims are the minority in population over there. It's the Hindus are the majority. So it's just an
Chris,
interesting
pretty,
dynamic.
it's pretty much Christian, right?
No, it's Hindu.
I don't know. Most people, I don't know. I guess maybe when they come here, Christianity is the closest thing to what they practice at home. But okay,
Yeah, so I think a lot of people aren't aware of that kind of stuff. But if you look at it, it'll help you understand, your situation, your society, the dynamics that are going on in, your part of the world.
yeah. All right. Well, that's fine. Hopefully, yeah, we'll have a good discussion on that. I don't know, you guys, because should I go back and watch the
I didn't send any videos to y'all, but if you can pull up the day before yesterday's video somewhere, it's somewhere. They blocked it on YouTube and Facebook, but it's on Rumble, Twitch, and Twitter.
The only one I think I saw was the one. It was like a 20-minute video. I was like, okay, this is something he chopped up and put up there. But
Yeah, those are the
I,
later ones. I've been doing them shorter, and that's what I'm gonna end up doing. That's cool. Probably just wait for that, because I'm gonna make chops of that. It's gonna be great. I hope y'all check them out because I really did a good job. It sucks that they blocked that fucking video. It was a good video. I'm definitely making chops of it.
yeah,
But anyways, peace and love, y'all. I'm gonna be back tomorrow because I really want to wrap the week up. I didn't get to
for
do a
sure,
show yesterday. I try to do at least 3 shows every week.
for sure. Well, yeah,
All
man.
right, man.
I'll be back on the road, but
I'm gonna try to come on early as possible.
all right, that's
All
cool.
right.
I look at. I didn't look. A girl looked like she was trying to extinguish me. I've never. I don't think I ever pissed anybody off that much. She came on there and told me.
It's a real sensitive subject, and I wanted to say earlier, I really feel like in the United States, education is the issue, and that's the reason why they spending money. Now it's okay. This is another part of this whole thing. They're dumping money into these religious schools, public money, tax money. That shouldn't be.
But there's money for us to do the same thing, and we can have our schools to teach what we want. Like if we wanted to focus more on like the history and teaching our children more about what this country really is,
We
like
need to have a
we could do.
baseline for everybody to be educated. We go around with all these
But
people don't know
man,
shit.
give up on that, bro. Because just like they did with this whole idea, like just the thought of CRT becoming something, they lost their mind. So, bro, just for you to even think that we can come together and say there's a baseline of fairness, of real truth, like, bro, like I don't know what reality you've been living in.
No, it's just a
It's a
baseline
great.
education for everybody.
Well, that's what they've been doing, but they've been robbing people of the truth. You believe that?
I don't like the system. It's a factory workers creating factory workers. Yes, that shit is fucked up. But
Let it burn, bro. Just let it burn. Like I am so usher when it comes to this system. You just gotta let it burn. I ain't no great singer, so I ain't even gonna try it, but just let it burn, bro.
Doc says, as long as both sides want to start indoctrinating children, neither side can be trusted to educate our kids. That's why neither side should be trusted to educate our
Well,
kids, and we have a middleman to do it.
no, because the middle, bro. Say, man, look, we just gotta take responsibility for our own because guess what? They're gonna always have a point of view that they want their children to see the world from, even if it's a lie. And whether regardless of what we decide or we feel is the truth, guess what? It's gonna always be an opposing factor. So like just to think that we can have some true balance between, like it's just not gonna happen.
But that's what we should be striving for. Check out my green screen. You see the green screen? I really think it looks pretty cool. Shout out to women.
What is it gonna?
The woman, she's supposed to be the balance. She's not supposed to be oppressed by the other side. We're supposed to be balancing each other and holding each other up. That's the way it's supposed to work. The universe is the yin and the yang.
Man,
Chaos, order.
bro? Women gave up on men like that, like especially in the political realm. Like they deal with us because they want something from us, but like as far as like truly caring and loving, and like not even for their own sons do they care what happened to them. Bro, come on, man. Like I don't look. I have my I know I have my issues with all of this. This is one conversation, but I can't just look at it just one sided. Like we looking at the totality of how, like when the civil rights of era came and women realized they could be a minority. Oh, screw our men, because I can be a minority on my own and get more shit by myself. Screw you.
So then we should retaliate to them and make them
It
not
ain't no.
have a
It
portion.
ain't. It is not. I don't see that. It's not retaliating. That's your bullshit argument. That's not I haven't done anything against women ever. But me telling the truth about it, that's me going against them. Oh, crickets.
No, it's the supporting of the policies that these people have. Like,
Bro, when we was looking for the support for our black movement, that where we was doing things for both of us, they left us high and dry. They are the majority. Like they are the ones that we fight for the most part. When they said fuck it, then it's just like, all right, well, I guess we don't have a family to fight for anymore.
all right, y'all. Peace and love.
I mean, that's the reality of it, and I know, like a lot of people don't, yeah, we having this discussion, but we no, they need a reminder of what happened, like how these things got to where they are.
Yeah.
Black men, not running out to go help you in this fight and that fight the other, is because shit, y'all done ran out on us so many times. It's like, why am I exerting all my energy to still come up with nothing?
Doc says the decision has nothing about the legality of abortion. It returns the legalization back to the states. Even Ruth Bader Ginsburg said it was not a constitutional issue.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be hard, but most see, and that's the thing. Most of the states agree, so that's where the problem is. You know what I'm saying? The government was giving them a cover, so like, okay, your problem is with the United States, not Texas, not because I mean Texas and Florida, they've been feeling that way for the longest. That's nothing. It's nothing new about it.
Yeah. I'm going to have to wrap it. News networks are not even getting clicks like that. So this shows like there's an opportunity for this, what we're doing here on this show.
So I really enjoyed seeing you be confident in your perspective. And I think that you have a lot to say, especially when I saw a lot about social issues and politics. And I will be honest, like I'm not as well versed as I probably should be. But I really appreciated being able to learn from your content. I think a lot of people and also have a different perspective. So I think a lot of people, it's kind of like an echo chamber. They like what
Right.
they like hearing what they like hearing. And so I'm very much a person where I love seeing both sides. I love getting different perspectives. I love getting different opinions. So I really enjoy being able to learn things from
Yeah, man.
That's hot shit right there, man.
So what we gonna do? We gonna
We want you to be an activist. And don't take our word for it. Look that shit up. Pulley.